Hey, what's going on? It's Ron, aka Fizzalot. Today we're going to be talking about an overview of what's going on engine-wise in this RX7 FC behind me. This is a vehicle that I've been working on for a little bit, and I want to pretty much just go ahead and take the time out to document it, put it as a baseline. This is January, and we're starting the new year out, so I want to give myself the most opportunity as I possibly can to kind of discuss where I started out in January and kind of see how it progresses throughout the year. Make sure I get motivated, you know what I'm saying, put this channel out there, get you guys to go ahead and comment on it, give me your feedback, and just keep pushing forward. So without further ado, let's take a look. We're going to talk about this engine build from the top down to the bottom. Then we're going to go back around and talk about everything that's connected to the long block. This is the 4G63 dual overhead cam head found in the turbo Eclipses. Second generation, typically the GST or the GSX. This particular head does have BC 272 camshafts and BC springs and retainers. The cam gears are actually 7th generation Galant cam gears, and I like to put that on here. It has a 5-spoke wheel, and it makes the car look a little bit different than the regular 4G63 2.0 blocks. That's usually 4-spoke cam gears. The top of this ignition setup is actually K-Series coils, and it's using the XP Extreme coil plate that is found on eBay to pretty much get these K-Series coils to work with the 4G63 head. As for the block, it's using 1G 6-bolt IRP head studs, and the block is actually a 4G64 block. This block is found on the 1987 B2600 trucks, and it has a Y pattern in the back so that it can be bolted to the Y pattern bell housing that also fits up with the Mazda T2 RX7 turbo transmission, which this car does have. Outside of that, the pistons inside this block are Wiseco 20mm overbore pistons. It does have Wiseco rods inside there. It does have the 4G64 OEM crankshaft as well. The oil pan is a custom oil pan that's been welded, all aluminum, put together by a local welder here in South Florida. Did a great job on that. As for the manifold, is a top mount manifold for a B series Honda that's been cut, re-welded, fabricated by myself, and also touched up by Hutch Welding out of South Florida as well. It is using a twin gated wastegate from an eBay wastegates on here, Rev 9, and that's just pretty much just to help with the spool to see how well that goes. It also has the OEM downpipe from the whole set, 4-inch downpipe, and it also has a 1991 oil filter housing that's air cooled. And I'll go ahead and get the camera down there and get you guys a closer look at how all the routing is made there to make things work. The alternator has been relocated, so it gets it away from the turbo manifold by the J Racing relocation kit. And as I said before, same with FRH, reversible intake manifold, throttle body off of the 8th generation Galant, chopped up, got ready to cruise control. In the back, we have the 1G inverted cam angle sensor, and that helps out with the ECU that I'm running on here. We'll get into that a little bit later, but pretty much I just want to give you a breakdown of what's in this car and what I have running hardware-wise. And since I'm getting to the point where all oil leaks are being taken care of, all of the radiators or fluid leaks or that sort of thing are being buttoned up, wanted to kind of get that on camera and kind of tell everybody about pretty much what's set up and pretty much move on from here. So thanks for taking a look. Can't wait to hear what you guys think. Peace. Alright, so I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a closer look. Here's a Holstead HX40. I know a lot of people are happy to see that. I got the twin gated wastegates, Rev 9. As for the coil plate, it's pretty much what it looks like. It does sit a little bit higher, but I believe you would not have an issue with getting that into other cars. You just kind of have to go ahead and measure everything up, see how that works out for you. So here's the front. I did a little bit of work on the water pump so that this water pump would match up with the alternator and with the crankshaft down there. The oil filter housing is there, has the lines for the air cool. Kind of snakes around the front and goes underneath the bumper, and you can see the oil filter air cooled housing there, and then the intercooler there as well. At the top, you'll see this large radiator, pretty much just a Summit radiator. This is actually a Mark 8 Lincoln fan. It pulls a lot of CFM. It's a stock OEM fan, but it mounts up and it works well with this radiator. So it's kind of one of those old school drag heads things that I found on the internet that pretty much fits in this car pretty well. Moving around this side, you got the HG throttle body, FRH intake manifold, OEM fill rail, 450cc injectors. That's the alternator relocated on this side. All the plumbing pretty much picked up an FFWD mounted rear thermostat, so you can pretty much plug in your own type of water setup. And then, like I said before, the inverted cast in the very back. No issues there. So yeah, that's the RX7 FC. And can't wait to go ahead and get this thing started. Get it out in the sunshine. Pretty much get you guys some closer views on it. Get you guys some more information and see where it goes from there.